So here's the scene. Christina is making veggie burgers, and we decided to bring Macy out because it's 98 degrees in the trailer. So here she is in her little kitty cabana, hanging out. And it smells absolutely amazing here. This is wafting around. What's up, guys? We are coming to you from Joshua Tree in California. Before we were here, we were in San Diego, which was an awesome stop for us. We completed the cross-country tour, and that felt really cool to like make it to the other coast. So that was a big hooray from us.
We stayed at a campground called Lake Jennings, which is on a reservoir just outside of San Diego. It took us about 30 minutes to get downtown. So Lake Jennings was a really beautiful campground. The campsites were nestled up on a hill, and on one side you had a view of the reservoir, and on the other side you had miles of city views. So whether it was during the day and you were looking at rolling green mountains and water, or at night and you could see the twinkling city lights, it was always a beautiful view from our campsite, and I think we really enjoyed that about it. Lake Jennings also has some trails around it that I really enjoyed hiking. I can't tell you how happy I was to be around green grass and rolling hills after being in the desert for a while. Definitely am a green grass and trees kind of girl.
So Pops, my grandfather on my mom's side, mentioned that the USS Midway aircraft carrier was docked in San Diego and we had to go. So that was like really high on my list to see. So with COVID, there were some restrictions on where you could go in the ship, which I totally get. It's like they're small cramped spaces, so it makes sense. But we were still able to like explore some of their living quarters and hangout spots below decks. We got to see like helicopters, jets. But I think my favorite thing about it was the veterans that they had there who were standing by exhibits and just open to talking about anything. And I could have been there probably for like 6 more hours, but Christina was like, I want to get the hell out of here. But just like talking to these guys, getting a window into the past and the expertise that they have based on their training and what they lived through, it was just incredible to hear some of these stories. So it really made me appreciate the sacrifices that these guys made and just when people put their heads together, what they're capable of doing. So that was a really inspiring stop for me.
We don't get out very often, especially the past few weeks we've been in the desert. So we were really excited to get out and try some restaurants and breweries in San Diego. And we got some great recommendations from family. For lunch one day, we went and got tacos at Puesto at the headquarters. And they were some of the best tacos we've ever had in our life.
Incredible.
And the margaritas were good. The service was good.
Horchata?
We got those free horchata drinks with rum in them. I like spicy margaritas. A lot of places think they make a spicy margarita. This place made a real spicy margarita, and it was amazing.
They had an awesome taco selection. They had a filet mignon taco, which I thought was really cool and very tasty. They had an array of seafood tacos. Their shrimp taco was so good.
That shrimp one was so crispy.
Yeah, it was very crispy. High on the crispy scale.
I don't know how they get it that crispy.
It's a mystery. It's like Willy Wonka of tacos.
So for dinner one night, we went to Ironside restaurant, which we had a gift certificate to. Thank you, Kelsey.
Thanks, Kels.
Ironside is an oyster seafood restaurant, and they have an incredible cocktail selection. When you get there, they give you this book of cocktails that has the origin story of all the cocktails in the book, and they're all like classic cocktails, like the classic Mai Tai, and they tell you how it came to be, the original ingredients, and then their spin on it.
Beautiful illustrations. Everything.
So cool. It was so cool, and the whole restaurant was decorated kind of like a ship.
Our favorite thing, actually, about being on the road is meeting up with friends and family. And it was really special to meet up with Jordan, an old colleague and friend, who sort of gave us the lay of the land of San Diego, took us out. We went like thrift store shopping. Mm-hmm. We hung out. He let me ride his electric dirt bike, which was sick. Thanks, man. I'm glad I didn't damage anything on it. And he tipped us off to this amazing festival that was happening in the hills outside San Diego. They had car camping spots, so we emptied the back of the truck and turned it into like a little bedroom with some sleeping mats and sleeping bags. And we spent the weekend camping out at this festival. And it was awesome. It was mind-blowing, very inspiring. Just seeing the creativity of some of these people, the fire spinners, all the DJs that were there. One thing we liked about it that made us more comfortable was they required a negative COVID test to get in. So you could either bring a test that you had earlier in the week, or you could get tested right there at the door. The people who organized it, it's just like a whole other level. Like, these people are professional partiers, like in a positive way. It's just like the way they produced the entire festival was like very well thought out. So we're super grateful to Jordan for keying us in on that and letting us be a part of that really cool community experience.
From San Diego, we went to Joshua Tree, which, even though it's really nearby, the dramatic change in the landscape was incredible. We definitely wanted to make sure we got to Joshua Tree before the hot season, but we just so happened to be there during a heat wave. So it was about...
It didn't matter, really.
Didn't really matter. It was like 95 degrees every day. But...
And we didn't have hookups. We were on BLM land, so the trailer was very hot.
Yep. Yeah.
I was just in here like sweating over my computer.
Yeah. He was like roasting in his office. I felt really bad. And there's
time.
No shade in the desert. No.
Yeah.
You're just out there. But despite how hot it was, we still managed to explore Joshua Tree, and I'm really grateful we did. One of the cool things about Joshua Tree is that it actually has two deserts in it, the Colorado Desert and the Mojave Desert, and you can see as you drive through the park how the desert landscape changes between the two. In the north is where you'll find the big Joshua trees that are super iconic for the area, and you'll find huge jumbo rocks. So we had a lot of fun exploring those.
Scrambling and scampering around.
We really enjoyed visiting jumbo rocks and scampering around on the rocks. It's like an alien planet in there.
I feel like the Joshua trees are like the cheerleaders of the tree world. Because they have these little palms out. They're like, go, yeah, nature.
One day that Jesse was working, I went on a really beautiful hike on, I believe it's Ryan Mountain. And it was a good effort to get up there, but it was worth it because you got a 360-degree view of the whole park, and it was absolutely gorgeous.
We also got to kick it with my cousin Sam and his friend Issa, and it was just really special to see family and just like spend a day hiking with them. It was like super chill. They're great people. And seeing a friendly face on the road is such a big thing. I don't think you realize when you're out for like weeks and months and then you see somebody who you like grew up with, it's just so special. Especially
when they just roll up onto your public lands site in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
It's a pretty incredible feeling. But yeah, we had a lot of fun hiking with them. We even got to get lost on a hike.
We got lost.
That's how you know it's a good adventure, is if you get it lost at least once.
While we were lost, I was kind of like exploring this other area where there was this rock overhang, and I saw these petroglyphs on the wall. And then below that was this hole that had been carved out of the rock that they must have used to mix grains and crush things together. So it's really cool to make a small discovery like that was off the beaten trail. That felt really interesting.
So we got a hot tip from our friends Wild We Wander that while we were in Joshua Tree, we had to stop and get some Dole Whip. So Dole Whip is a special type of ice cream-like treat that is made from pureeing pineapples. And you can get it in a couple different flavors. This place had pineapple, mango, and raspberry. They top it with fresh pineapples and whipped cream, and it is a dairy-free, vegan, delicious, no sugar added dessert treat.
It was absolutely incredible. Super refreshing after like working a week in a cubby hole in the heat. So we're ready for some water in our lives. I think we're pretty sick of the desert, so we are headed to Bullhead City, Arizona to camp out on the Colorado River, and then we'll follow that through to Lake Mead and Lake Powell. So a lot of exciting stuff ahead, and we'll make sure to keep you guys in the loop. So see ya.